Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Alex. I'm actually going to show you guys a couple things, any business owners out there, entrepreneurs, just a couple things on Facebook that you can do to really just bring in a lot of business, whether you're a B2B business or B2C. So also at the end, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help you out. But really what we're going to be doing today is creating what's called a lead format. So what a lead format is you're basically able to target your customers on Facebook, which I'm going to show you how to do. And then with that, you're able to funnel people in who are interested in a specific offer or your business, whatever you're putting in the ad itself. And they're going to be able to put in their name, their number, their email, and you can even collect other information, pieces of information when they submit that form. So really, really powerful. In the beginning, what I always tell people up front is that it takes a lot of testing, optimizing, really just putting a good amount of money, good amount of time in the beginning. But once you figure out, hey, what actually works, which by the way, I mean, every business is different, so you always got to test. But once you figure out what works, you can really just put a lot of that money into whatever ad or ads are performing. So I'm probably going to leave that for a separate video later down the road. But for now, I'm just going to be showing you how to create the ad for your business and really just, kind of how to navigate everything. Because let's be honest here, Facebook doesn't make it easy on the back end. So that's kind of why I wanted to show you guys some stuff. Hopefully this helps you. And again, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. So let me just share my screen here. All right, hopefully you can see that. It looks like we are good. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going into the ads manager. So basically it's just business.facebook.com/ads manager. So you can pretty much just see it up here on the top. If you don't have something like that that shows like this, when you go to that link, what you're going to have to do is just go to facebook.business.com and actually create a account. So you're going to put your name, your number, your email, and a bunch of other information, your address, and then Facebook is going to give you an account. So, if you've never run ads before, that's going to be a requirement before you actually do this. Once you do have an account, what you're going to do is just, like I said, just business.facebook.com/ads manager. You're going to go to create right here, that little green button. And then you're going to go to lead generation. So right here is lead generation. You can name it. I mean, let's say maybe you're like a salon, for example. So just saying that as an example, Alex's salon. I don't have a salon, but I'm just making that up. And then ad set. So there's basically 3 different levels of every ad. There's a campaign, ad set, and ad. So campaign is just whatever type of objective that you're doing. So really important, just keep in mind of whatever your goal is. So if your goal is to generate new leads, new customers, new clients, lead generation is a really good way to go. Conversion is also a great way to go if you have a website or a landing page and you can attach what's called a Facebook pixel. And then there's other ones as well. Like if you're trying to raise brand awareness, get more traffic to your website. If you ever have any questions about any of these, there's a little button on the right side that says, it's like a little eye, and it'll actually show you what the objective is. So this one, for example, is traffic, running traffic to a website, engagement, app installs. I don't really work a lot with app companies, but obviously this would help if that's your type of business. Video views is very, very powerful, especially if you're just starting out. You want to gather some data and then just retarget people that are showing engagement. But obviously today we're going to be doing lead generation. Messages is also good for converting, because you're able to start conversations and use things such as chatbots to pretty much just automatically just start conversations with potential clients. So lead generation, like I said, is really geared around just getting more customers, more clients, and really can generate a ton of ROI for businesses. And I've, with a lot of businesses I've worked with, I really focus a lot on lead gen. So 3 different levels, like I was saying. Campaign is the type of objective that you have. Ad set is really about targeting. So just showing where your ad is going to be placed when people see it. So you might notice on Facebook, sometimes it shows up in the middle, sometimes it shows up on the right side. And even in like conversations, when you're DMing someone or talking to them, you'll sometimes see an ad there as well. So there's a lot of different places to put them, and I'll show you actually what is the best places to put them. That way you're not wasting money. So, and then also you can put your budget as well. The ad is really the creative. So you're putting the video, the picture, you're putting what's called the ad copy. So that's really what's above the picture that's going to get people to engage. And all these different things, there's a structure behind, and I'm going to explain that to you as I create this ad. So ad set, we can just name that. Yeah, we can actually just name this. Let's say salon. Yeah, and in a future video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to pretty much test this. So when you're testing, usually you want to change the name of the ad set. So maybe you're testing with pick A, and then you're testing against another picture like pick B. So this is a good way to organize it, is to just change the name here. But for this video, we're not going to be really focusing on that. All right, so then it's going to look like this. You can leave that off, campaign budget optimization. Yeah, I'll just do this. All right, so the next part is the budget. So really just depends on, so if you're ever just trying to, so this is actually the daily budget. So that's usually what I have it set as. When I'm testing, I usually do about $5 per ad set. So obviously if you have a bigger budget, like $20 a day, and then you can always convert that to a monthly rate if that's easier for you to wrap your head around. So 20 times 30, that's $600. Usually with lead generation ads, at least with local businesses, I usually recommend at least 300. So 300 divided by 30, obviously, yep, that's 10. So yeah, at least like $10 a day, I would say is a good amount. All right, so we'll actually just set this to 10. All right, so then the next part is the targeting. So you have custom audiences. So not something I'm going to get into this video, but basically what you can do is you can create audiences on Facebook that are pretty much grabbing people that have maybe engaged with you in the past, whether that be on Instagram or Facebook, or if you have what's called a Facebook pixel, people that have gone to your website or clicked certain parts of your website, you can create a custom audience of that. I mean, I think there's about 15 different ones. And then also in addition, if you have, let's say you have, ran a video ad, you get 1,000 people that, showed interest or they commented on it or engaged. You can also create what's called a lookalike audience. So instead of just retargeting those people and getting in front of those people, you can actually let Facebook do all the work and then find people that are similar to those people. So again, this is something a little bit more complicated. I'm going to get into this in a different video, but it's a good thing to keep in mind for the future when you are running ads. And yeah, it's something that's pretty easy to set up. The next part is locations. So if you're a local business and you're, brick and mortar, you have a specific location. I'm just going to make up a location here. Market Street or something. I will say Denver, Colorado. So let's say you're like a salon, for example, you have people that physically have to come in, or restaurant or pretty much anything. What you're going to do is make sure that people are living in the location, because really the goal here is to have people that can spread the word. As you probably know, word of mouth is pretty popular, and it's actually the best form of marketing. So really just targeting people that are living in your location is ideal, because then they're just going to tell their friends and you'll be able to generate business. And it's not just people that are pretty much passing through or traveling through that location. So that's always good to have. And then this is just your serviceable zone. So if you're a restaurant, for example, and let's say you're in like a small city or a big city, you might want to keep that a little bit lower. That way you're not competing against so many restaurants. You're really just bringing in people that live pretty close to you. So really just depends on where you are. And potential reach for a local business, usually you want to keep that between 50,000 to, I would say, like 450,000 is kind of, I know that's kind of a broad range, but that's what I've seen that works in the past. And then this part where it says estimated daily results, reach is pretty accurate leads, so you're not going to get any leads, don't listen to that. Really what you need to do is your own testing and actually see how many leads are actually being produced. So, as me just spending thousands and thousands of dollars working with dozens of businesses, I have not really seen this to be accurate, just telling you from my experience. The next part, here we go. I'm just going back. All right, so the next part is the age. So usually I keep this pretty open. So yeah, I mean, you can pretty much keep that pretty wide open. I mean, maybe you know for a fact, hey, none of my customers have ever been under the age of 25. So yeah, you can put it at 25. But really, as you run ads, you'll be able to see like, hey, what is the age and what is the gender and different information for the people that are clicking and engaging with your ad. So you'll be able to narrow that down over time. So it's good to keep that pretty open in the beginning. Gender completely depends on your industry. Obviously, there's certain ones that are more catered towards women, or some that are more towards men, or both. Really just depends on what your industry is. And then the next part is detailed targeting. So this is always a good thing to test. And this really does depend on the type of business that you have. Usually I don't start out by doing detailed targeting. I usually just test it first with what I have and do a little bit more general targeting. But detailed targeting can actually really help, especially if you're a business that's, instead of like a brick and mortar business, you're more of maybe like an e-commerce business, or you're like an agency like myself and you sell services. So for example, if I'm selling LinkedIn automation, which is one of my services for Digital Jungle, what I might be targeting is someone who's a business owner. So like this. Yeah, so like a business owner, you can look at behaviors, interests. Always good to look at the right side of this, because sometimes it might be an interest as opposed to an actual job title or a behavior. So I usually would go for like a behavior in this case. But yeah, there's different things. Like one popular thing for even small businesses that are have physical locations is higher income. So you can do income, the household income in the top brackets. So for example, I work with cleaning businesses, and they don't want to work with people that can't afford their services. So being able to target people that have a higher income would produce basically just better quality clients that they want to work with, that are not going to really undercut them on price, and different things. So just really just know like, hey, like what is it that you're working for, or who do you like working with, I should say, and just kind of incorporate that with the detailed targeting. Oh, and I also meant to mention in here, so if you're not a physical business, and let's say you're like, you're selling services or products online, what you can do is actually target in entire regions or even entire countries. So for us, for example, we're able to work with anyone in the United States, Canada, even Mexico. I actually live in Tulum, so yep, that's always good to have. And then obviously the potential reach is going to be much larger, and that's okay. So really just over time, you're going to be able to test, see where your audience is, and then just keep narrowing down over time. Languages really just depends. So if you're a business, this actually can be beneficial for a lot of, especially local businesses. So let's say you speak Spanish, or maybe have a team member or a good amount of your team that speaks Spanish. That can actually be a huge benefit for you, because if there's a lot of Spanish speaking people in your city, you'll be able to communicate with them, and it'll be much easier for you to do business with them, because there might not be, a lot of Spanish speaking businesses. So it's good to, target whatever languages you're able to speak and communicate with as well. So placements, I always leave on manual. Reason being is automatic. Automatic basically, it's going to waste some money. So automatic is good if you're doing kind of a more of like brand awareness type of campaign. But when it comes to lead generation, really you just want to be on, and then basically in the middle where people's eyes are. So whenever you're on Facebook, so if I pull up Facebook right now, and I'm scrolling down, so my eyes are always going to be in the middle. So TikTok for business, like that just popped up in my face. These other sponsored ones on the right-hand side, like I'm not really going to pay attention to those. So it's really important to make sure you're putting these in the right placements. So that's something good to keep in mind. So manual placements, you can put it on Instagram. So if you have your Instagram attached to your account, you can run ads on Instagram as well. I don't recommend like ever boosting posts or doing anything on, when you're on the actual Facebook.com or Instagram app. You always want to be running ads on the back end, because this is where you're able to track and pretty much just improve your ads, and also have all these like settings. So you're not going to be able to do all these different things if you're just doing it on the app or just on the Facebook website. All right, so the next part is placement. So feeds, that's definitely the best one. Facebook Marketplace, you can get rid of that. Get rid of this one. Stories is usually pretty good. I usually just keep that on. You can always get rid of it later if it's not performing. But yes, a lot of people are checking stories, especially on Instagram, and even Facebook now is getting big on stories as well. InStream, if you're going to put a video in the ad, then I would recommend InStream. Otherwise, it's not really going to serve you, because if you have a picture, it's not really going to show up. Search, I usually get rid of that. In article, I get rid of that as well. And that's pretty much it. This part with optimization and cost control, you don't really have to worry about that. That's for things like e-commerce and other industries. And yeah, I mean, it's not really that necessary right now. So yep, you're probably going to have to accept the terms. It's just part of Facebook rules. And then you're going to go to the ad section. So this is where, again, like I said before, you're going to be editing the copy, the video, the picture, and you're just going to be testing a bunch of different things in the beginning. So this is actually where you connect your ad account or your Instagram account. So if you don't have it connected, you simply just go to connect account. And then you can just do, connect it with whatever Instagram that you have. All right, so this is the ad copy part. So basically the structure that I use, and I mean, this is something you might have to test, and it also depends on what type of industry you're in. So there's not really like a, one cookie cutter solution that I can give you. But what I can give you is a structure that I've used with a lot of different businesses, especially local ones, that has worked tremendously well in terms of getting someone's attention, really just drilling down whatever your benefits are and whoever it is that you're targeting. And then also just giving them what's called a CTA, which is a call to action. So at the end, you really got to give people something to do if they are interested, which is to click the lead form button. So in order for you to sell your products and services, really, really important that you have their name, their number, their email, whatever information that you can get from them, so that either you or your receptionist or whoever handles the sales process is able to follow up with them. All those follow-ups you can create systems around, but really at a basic level, what you need to do is first create the engine, which is Facebook ads, to produce consistent results. Once you do that, you can hone in on the follow-up and the sales process. So the first thing is, hey, and then this is your target niche. So if let's say I'm a salon, maybe I'm targeting women. Hey, Philly, women or ladies, whatever you want to say. And then the next part is so this is really where you really want to just grab their attention. So I usually put the offer in the beginning. And the reason for that is because in the beginning, there's a little button that says see more. So in order for people to click that button and read the rest of your ad, you have to have something that's really compelling and something that's going to grab people's attention. So really just I actually did a recent offer with one of my clients who was they were doing a grand opening special. So I said grand opening. And then you could say like 20% off cut and color. You can add like click. This is the CTA, so this is the call to action. Click book now, claim. Yep, and then so this is going to really just get them to click the see more button. So you really just want to get that offer out to them as quickly as possible, because if this is just like, hey, Philly women, maybe that's not, usually that's probably not going to be compelling enough for people to click next. But if they have a reason and they have some type of offer in front of them and a benefit listed that can help them, then they're much more likely to read the rest of the ad. So really important, and it's good to be just to the point. The next part is, hey, or maybe you just introduce yourself. I'm Alex, and I'm doing something crazy to promote a new salon. Yep. And then usually it's good to create some scarcity and urgency. So maybe you just want to make it for this month only, or you only want to have certain spots available. People are much more likely to buy just psychology wise if there's limited spots, if something's a little bit more, makes things seem a little bit more valuable. You don't always have to have an exact number with this, but this is something that can really just, if someone's on the fence or just, just kind of reading it for the first time, they're much more likely to just jump on it. So really, really good to keep in mind. So we can say 17. And this is actually where you can talk about your benefits. We pride ourselves in service that's reliable, affordable. Just read that twice. Affordable, high quality. So this is the part where you really think about your current clients and your current customers. So really think about, like, why is it that people come to you and not other people? So, or other businesses, I should say. So, let's say like you're a salon in a certain location, and you kind of just see a pattern of a lot of clients liking how personal you are with your you and your team are with your clients. That's something that you could include in your benefits, because you just want to attract more people that are like them. So really just think about, hey, what is the offer that's already working? And just use Facebook basically to amplify that. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people make that mistake. And when I first started with Facebook ads, I made that mistake. The biggest thing is to just understand, your audience and your offer, and just use Facebook to amplify that, and then do the proper testing as well to just find the system that's just going to keep producing new clients. Really, that's what this is. It's just a system that pretty much runs for you in your sleep. So yeah, really, in terms of business in the age of the internet, being able to have systems like this, and even though it is going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of money up front, it's totally worth it, because it's just going to be able to build your business and continue to allow you to scale. So 20% off, cut and color. My name is Alex. Doing something crazy to promote my new salon, giving away vouchers to the next 17 people who click the button below for a 20% cut and color. This is where you put your benefits. Sometimes around the beginning, you can even list pain points. So, sick and tired of unprofessional and unreliable services. So really, these pain points is knowing your customers, similar to the benefits. Another thing you could do is, if you have a list, or even just physically asking people, if you have a way of communicating with your current customers, hey, what made you come to me? And like, what did you not like about your previous provider or previous business that was similar to mine that made you switch over to me? So that could be anything from insurance to, salon, like restaurant, whatever. Just really understanding your client and what are the common pain points. Another thing you can also do as well is go to google.com, and you could even look at your competitors. What are people complaining about? And then what do people, what do they like about you? In terms of benefits and pain points. So that research is going to save you a lot of money and a lot of time in the long run. So that's always something to do is, I always call it customer research, just kind of getting the edge, really just understanding, who it is you're looking to target. And then after this, you're just going to say, click get offer to redeem. You can always add like some emojis or something to that. So, just maybe like a down arrow or something like that. Yep. And then this is where you can upload your media. So whether you have a picture or a video, when you're testing, all you're going to do is you're just going to create this whole ad, and then you're just going to quickly duplicate it and then just name it whatever you're testing. So if maybe I'm testing one picture versus another picture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pick A. And then I'm going to quickly duplicate that after I finish creating the ad. And then I'm just going to name this one pick B. That way, like which one's which, and then whichever one is performing, you'll be able to put money into that and then stop the one that isn't performing. And then the next thing is to create the form. So an example of a form for our agency is this one right here. So we bring commercial cleaning contracts to commercial contracts to cleaning companies. So one question that we have is, hey, how many contracts do you currently have? And then what we do is we ask some questions. So we say, hey, how many contracts do you have? Full name, phone number, email, really just the information that we need to follow up with them. And then you have your privacy policy. And then at the end, you just say, hey, if you're looking to expand, to grow, whatever, this is really just getting them to take that next step. So this could be to call your phone number, it could be just to book a time. So for us, we have a thing called Calendly. So they're able to just book a time with our team and talk to us, see if what we have can help you. So really just depends on what your sales process is. But like I said before, the main thing is just being able to collect their information, and then just being able to follow up with them. I always recommend, if you're a local business, follow up with them like 5 to 10 minutes, and just make sure you have a process for that. That's really, really important. And that's pretty much it. I mean, hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm actually going to be doing a lot more detailed videos just throughout different platforms on Facebook, YouTube, things like that. And I really think that a lot of this can help a lot of you guys, because I do know that, at least for me, starting out, it's really, really tough, especially for a lot of business owners who maybe are not so familiar with Facebook or technology, or even if you are familiar with it. I mean, I even came from a technical background, and when I first started running ads, it was actually really, really complicated. So, I wish I kind of had some advice, and, obviously there's a million different YouTube videos and different courses and all these different things. So just being able to navigate that and being able to really know what to do as well as what not to do, which is even more important, is something that I think is really useful and valuable for a lot of people. So hopefully this helps. And like I said, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll catch you later.